Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the topic name that is called as parts of letter. In a letter writing, these are very important things because we need to follow certain parts when we write down the formal business letter. So let's start it. The very first thing that is called as heading. In a journal language, we call it as a letterheads. So, but as per from the student's perspective, if a question it comes to you into your paper, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to write down the address which is given to you into your question. So that would be the address of a sender. In normal language we call it like your information. But usually it is given into your paper that what kind of information you're supposed to mention over there. Second thing that is called as reference and date. So for as per the student point of view, the reference number we should not write it down. We need to just write down the date over there. Date would be of three types. UK style means the pattern we follow in India, like the day first, month and year. In USA, they start with the month first, day later and the year later. And full form means you write down, you explain everything like, 18th of March, 19th of March, 2020. So that will be called as a full format. Inside address. Now it comes the time where you're supposed to write down the address of a person to whom we are sending that. So address of that receiver would come over here into the inside address. Salutation, that's also very important. This means to greet the person to whom we are writing it. So we write down like if the person is a senior to you, we're supposed to write down like dear sir or madam. And if the person to whom you do not know or you know that the name, so you should add the title like dear Mr. Or if the person is a doctor, you can add an that kind of a titles along with it. For the woman, we should avoid these days writing the Miss or Mrs. There is a term called dear Ms. It means without letting know about the marital status of a woman, we're supposed to use this kind of a salutation over there. Subject line, that's also very important because information it says like it tells what the correspondence is about, so the reader would get to know about it, what kind of information we are going to share. So with this subject line, reader would understand about the letter. Body part, that's very important because here you explain everything. So we discussed that in the last video, how we're supposed to write down the body of a letter. Here comes the formal closing. It is quite linked with the salutation, because if you write down dear sir or madam, so your formal closing would be yours faithfully. If you're writing it to somebody with giving the title like Mr. or Ms., so then you can write down yours sincerely. If it's an informal letter, means the person, you are omitting the titles, then you can write down, you can end up by writing the with love and regards, these kind of things into the formal closing. Signature, that's usually the handwritten along with the stamp of the company to make it more authentic. Enclosures, if you're adding on something along with it. For example, if there is a resume, any bills, catalog, something like that, you're attaching with the letter, so you can put that thing under the category of enclosure. Postscripting, that is the almost last thing, like the postscript, like you have written your script, but there is some important information you want to add on, so you can write on that under the postscript point. Last thing is CC/NBC, carbon copy means to whom you else want to send it. Blank carbon copy, again this is a term like we use usually in the emails, like where you do not want to know the receiver that whom else you have sent the email. So that's all, friends. So these are the tips to tell you about the parts of the business letter. Thank you so much.